Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishna Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. We were discussing about the taste for God's name. We do not know its value. When value is unknown, then we don't have interest in it. Anything which, if I don't find a value for that, maybe a mountain of gold is there, but I don't have value for that, then I don't care for it at all. We don't understand the value of God's name. Sri Ramakrishna says, do you think God's name is an ordinary thing? It can purify the body and mind, which is put in the world, which was wallowing in the mud of the world, just by name of God. It can get rid of all the dirt it has acquired. It will become crystal pure, just like dirty water, the water which falls as rain, such a pure water that the moment it touches the earth, it becomes dirty. As it flows, dirt goes on increasing, and last it goes and falls into a pit where people, thirsty people also don't find any value for that. But the sun never sees the dirt. It takes away only the water. The water is exposing itself to the sun. The moment water exposes to the sun, then you see it is being carried away by another power. Its dirt is left there. All the dirt it has acquired is left. It is giving a beautiful form of cloud to rain again. So this just exposure to God. I am not exposed to the value of the God's name, which is going to purify everything and transport me to another level of, another dimension of existence where I am eternally free. I have no suffering, I have no bondage, I am in a ocean of bliss, eternal, total freedom. That level it's going to take the simple God's name. So when we start understanding its value, it's going to purify me. It's going to release me from all bondages. It's going to end all my suffering. How much a man suffers, but doesn't get interested in God. So the nature will not end because you are exhausted in the life. It goes on chasing you with the same pain and same suffering till you realize your path and start walking on that path. Then the end starts beginning. So here we see that aspect of God's name, its value. Sri Ramakrishna is telling, once if through the chanting of name, one's attachment to God grows day by day. In whose contact you are going to come, your attachments will slowly start growing. And joy fills your soul. One has nothing to fear. Because here one thing is attachment to God is increasing. The attachment increases, here detachment begins from the world. Bhagavane Anurag, Jagate Virag, they go together. And dispassion towards the world happens along with the attachment to God. Passionate attachment is called anuraga. Passionate attachment for God releases you from all things of the world. You are moving about in the world, untouched by the world. You are doing all your duties, no karmic bondage for you. Because your inner soul is rejoicing there. Here, Sri Ramakrishna, when joy fills your soul, attachment to God is one thing, you are enjoying that, rejoicing it. One has nothing more to fear. So he becomes fearless. Because it is like father holding the child's hand. It is fearless. When a child is in mother's arms, it is not afraid of any person. Leave the child below, it already the fear is possessing it. When mother is out of sight, the child is terribly afraid. And when he sees somebody coming over, it starts shouting and wailing. So here we see that it becomes fearless because God is holding. The delirium will certainly disappear. All the attachment to the world, this, that, desire for enjoyments, all that will disappear. The grace of God will certainly descend. You have to just turn that side. Like Ramana Maharshi says, your business is to go, dive within, search for who am I, and dive within and go and stand at the door and go on knocking at the door. One day the door will open and suddenly you will be sucked inside. You need not walk also. And how it, like a vacuum cleaner, it sucks you from within. God's grace descends. As is man's feeling of love, so is his gain. As is man's feeling of love, so is his gain. Jemon bhav, temni labh. In Bengali it is Jemni bhav, temni labh. As is your bhava, feeling of love. Bhava has a peculiar meaning. Bhava is in which a particular attitude you are having towards God. Now, you can feel God as your mother. You may feel your God as your father, your friend, Sakhya, any kind of relationship. Somehow your soul searches for that. Usual understanding of a sadhaka regarding God is as if he is father and mother. Because, especially as mother, because mother gives maximum care and concern for the child. When in the world, he feels insecure. The insecurity of a child cannot be removed by father. Father can give chocolates. But that inner feeling of the child to understand, and father provides everything that is needed for the child. But child's need is entirely different. It is at a different level. It needs a concern, an attention. It is inter-heart relationship. Here, external dependence. I depend upon someone. I love someone. I am loved by someone. I feel concern about someone. Someone is feeling concern about me. When the concern comes into picture, it is a protective shield. It is watching. Somebody is watching my steps. It's feeling concern. I am looking after. It may be needing food, all his needs and everything. Nothing should harm him. All this is looking after. But feeling concern is different. It is watching its small steps, every step, and giving a support at every point. Giving support. The child wants to walk. Father can provide a thing to hold and walk. Mother holds the hand and make it walk. The steps to watch, to feel the strain and pain in the legs. Mother understands. So this difference, the sadhaka finds, oh, how will I walk in this path? My mind is such, it dwells on the world. How shall I? Somebody to give support and watch at every step and guide. So usually understanding of God as mother insists more at the early stages of sadhaka. When sadhaka gets a little grip in spiritual life, world doesn't bother much, then he will have towards God the fatherly attitude. The Father, he is my father like. He can supply anything that I need, including knowledge, that kind of. But finally, at every stage we see the release, opening of the door and making the child enter is in the hands of mother. So usually that is the relationship. Now, prema is different from bhava. What is my attitude towards God? I love God. With what attitude? When attitude is brought into picture, my attitude, and its response, how the response is coming to Him, what relationship they have developed, because of which the love is sustained. That becomes that is called bhava. I am having that bhava. So here, Jamon bhav, temni labh. How is your attitude? How is your dependence? How is your intimacy with God? All this collectively, together we call it bhava. So as is that, so is your gain. So faster you grow, the more and more dependence, more and more intimacy, and more attitude of surrender is there in the sadhaka. Once two friends were going along the street when they saw some people listening to a reading of Bhagavata. "Come, friend," said one to the other, "let us hear sacred book." So saying, he went in and sat down. The second man peeped in and went away. He entered the house of ill fame, but very soon he felt disgusted with the place. "Shame on me," he said to himself. "My friend has been listening to the sacred word of Hari, and see where I am." But the friend who had been listening to Bhagavata also became disgusted. "What a fool I am," he said. "I have been listening to the fellows blah blah, and my friend is having grand time there." In course of time, both died. Messengers of death came for the soul of the one who had listened to the Bhagavata and dragged him off to hell. The messenger of God came for the soul of the one who had been to the house of ill fame and led it up to heaven. See, he is sitting there, but mind is dwelling somewhere. Both are in different places. Where a person is, how he is, what is his attitude, what is his bhava. So the inner, how you are responding to the external thing, what is your inner content? You are paid for the inner content, not for the external. Even you see, when we go and purchase any item, now modernity is we are carried away by the external covers, grand boxes and all that. The same content in a different way of presentation. The same material is sold for double the price. It is very attractive, made attractive. Many people fall a prey to that and pay the double price for the same item which is packed in an ordinary package. Inner content is what is valued. Now the wise one selects, oh, this is also same, that's also same. He is selling it to make money. He has enhanced the external glory. Inner. No, the worth is inner. Fools may differ, being attracted, but the worth is from within. So nature doesn't see external, where you are, what you are, but inner, how you are, what is your inner content, what bhava you have, where you, Sri Ramakrishna used to tell, where you have fallen, what you are doing, God doesn't see. What is your intention within? What is your inner content? That alone God sees. So here we see that being brought out. Verily the Lord looks into the man's heart and does not judge him by what he does or where he lives. Krishna accepts a devotee's inner feeling of love. Krishna accepts a devotee's inner feeling of love. How the gopis felt with the Krishna and how the transformation they undergo, except Radha, all were in bodily awareness. Radha was by birth Videhi. She never knew, she was never aware of herself, her bodily existence. She was in constant awareness of the divine. And Krishna, though we pictorially represent in various ways, it's entirely different in the actuality. She never knew she has a body at all. She was a divine being in divine contemplation all the time. She represents the Jiva's inner soul, which is constantly in attraction to the absolute existence. Bodily existence is attached to the external world. The soul is attached to the soul of every Jiva, independent of body, is represented by Radha. Sum total of all Jivas, independent of body. The individual soul, sum total of all Jivas is Radha. Krishna stands there as the absolute existence from where it is manifest. But all other gopis had that awareness of body. But they loved God. They were aware of His divinity, independent of the external beauty and glory that He represented. All His actions and life there, killing of so many demons and all that, is the part of Leela. They were not charmed by that. They were not carried away by that. It is inner divinity calling the external divinity. Slowly, body awareness drops off. all become representatives of Radha. Some became intimately sevikas of Radha, means the Jivatman, the intellect which is turned to the divine and dissociated from the world, is the sevika of the soul, which constantly, when Viveka awakens and then separates the intellect from the vasanas, the intellect turns inward and aspires for God. That is the sevika of the soul, sevika of the Radha. Slowly all awaken to their spiritual consciousness. When rasa comes into picture, nobody is aware of their body. And each one is seeing Krishna with them. And Krishna is there because he is all pervading consciousness. They are aware of their consciousness, individual consciousness. Independent of body they have become. They are one with, just like what I am in my deep sleep. I am one with the universal consciousness in the second stage of my deep sleep. I find myself totally one with the independent of others' existence. I feel in the deep sleep, second stage, one with the absolute universal consciousness. The individual consciousness finds oneness with every jiva. Suppose all jivas enter into sleep, each is finding its oneness with the universal consciousness. How beautiful, you see. Each soul is one with the universal consciousness all time. When I recognize it, I am in rasa. Rasa. I am enjoying the bliss of my own self, being one with the Absolute. So this one thing is pictorial representation, another thing is the actual happening in the sadhaka's life. This we see here being how whatever is where you are, this is Krishna accepts the devotee's inner feeling. Krishna accepts the devotee's inner feeling. And inner feeling is, he is mine and he is absolute. Two important understandings of the Gaudiya. He is Mama Sarvasva. Everything what I can think of. Sarvasva term is used which includes everything. And he is my Sarvasva. That feeling, Krishna accepts the devotee's inner feeling and he becomes the Sarvasva immediately. In the Kartabhaja sect, the teacher, while giving initiation, says to the disciple, now everything depends upon your mind. According to this sect, he who has the right mind finds the right way and achieves the right end. How beautiful, you see. Kartabhaja is one of the Shakta schools. While initiation to the disciple, the Guru says, now everything depends upon your mind. Even otherwise, in anybody's sadhana, what is your mind is what you are going to be and what you are going to achieve. The first thing a sadhaka needs is self-confidence. Yes, I will. Thousands of defects are in me, doesn't matter. I am attached to body, I am attached to enjoyments, doesn't matter. This is all external cover, body, mind. Are you aware of that attachment to the world and the enjoyments when you sleep even for a moment? It is associated with body and mind alone. Why are you identifying with that? So if mind can detach from the bodily existence and turn towards divine, it is entirely, the purpose is fulfilled. So how your mind is going to conceive hold on to the divine, how it is going to dissociate itself from the external world. The whole thing is a play. Even normal working of our day-to-day life is what our mind says. As is mind, so I am, whatever I am. Now, my attitude towards the world, what I am searching for, what I am looking after, what things I understand, everything is my mind. My mind is catching everything. I am seeing something in some person. Another person is seeing in the same person another thing which I fail to see because of my mind is searching for. My mind is in such a way, it is colored and giving a colored picture of a person. My mind is colored. If I have greedy, he sees the greedy everyone. Somebody says, you are greedy, why are you telling me? Everybody is greedy. What speciality is about me telling that? He doesn't accept. He has seen greed being in everyone. How that he saw greed when greed is not there? Because his vision was that. A man of purity sees purity in everything, everywhere. In every person. One who is, now a child doesn't see any defects. Anyway, nor the jnani who has realized God sees any defect anyway. He has no complaints. He has nothing to say. He is seeing God everywhere. God has become this. Child is in ignorance. He doesn't see anything. So both are seeing what world they are seeing, others are not able to see. Each one is seeing. If you have a single complaint against this world, you are not yet known what God is. Your understanding is about God is nil. So this we see clearly in our own normal life, the play of mind. Mind is giving color to everything and depicting and showing things which are not there. All things, whatever we think and know of this world, other than being God, is only our mind's play. When we see God in everything, divine in everything, that is the real understanding of this world, and our vision is clear and right. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.